Hey guys, we're live on the moon. 7:45 p.m. Wednesday. I was going to say May. We're already in May. May 2nd on a windy night. But I had to get out here and show you the blue background. It's still daylight outside. And you can see the moon moving a little bit. Well, that's the wind bucketing the telescope, but we're going to have to grin and bear it for this session because it is going to be a pretty clear session, but I still wanted to get it in even though the wind's buckling. And you'll see that background above the moon, that's blue. As the sun sets, which it probably will in about 15 minutes, that'll turn dark and the imagery should get better and the wind should calm down a little bit too. But as you can see, it is a beautiful moon. I got my 19 millimeter in there. See the blue? My 19 millimeter. I don't have any Barlow, but it's a beautiful, beautiful moon. Again, we're live. My name is Bill Bryson, and I live outside of Houston in a little town called Richmond in the boonies. And I have an observatory on my porch with a roof. So my window of opportunity for doing the moon is limited to whenever I can see out the side of my porch, and I can see it right now, so we're doing the moon. But you can see we should have fun with this because look at the crispness of the mountain. See the blue coming in. See on the bottom right side. See the detail there. Let me zoom in a little bit just to give you an idea what we'll look at. We're going to put a Barlow in here in a little bit, and some of you who are new to what I do. I try to get out and do the moon every night, but as you can see from my videos on YouTube, I can't do it because, well, basically that is Crystal Lake, and that is a hell of a picture of Crystal Lake. See the ramp on the left side? That, my friends, is an alien base on the moon, right in front of you. I have my slew speed at 5. I'll slow it down a little bit. Let's zoom back out. I'll be able to get in there pretty close with that Barlow. But let's just zoom out so we can see. I zoom too much, I get the tunneling. Those of you that are new to what I do try to get out and look at this moon as often as I can. And we've had some bad weather in the Houston area. Look at the coastlands. Man, that is... See Plato. Plato's at the 12 o'clock. That little crater Plato at the 12 o'clock. This should be a pretty good session. I mean, it would be wonderfully perfect if the wind wasn't blowing, but there are some things up here that, let me turn the brightness down a little bit. There's some things up here on this moon. Isn't that beautiful? And let me see our line of demarcation right there. Let me turn the color up a little bit so you can see the blues. See how the blues are coming out? See, and then when I zoom in, you can really see that line that separate those two. These are Mars. And let me turn the brightness up a little bit. And I'll zoom in a little bit more. I'm just kind of centered on the line of demarcation. Isn't this wonderful? I can just zoom in and show you whatever I want to show you. See that line kind of right between these two Mars? There's a name for them. I'm not going to bog you down with names tonight. but there's a sea on the left and a sea on the right, and right down the middle you got, it's kind of like you're looking underwater at a reef. And on the left you got this brownish kind of thing under the water. See the wind blowing the scope? And then on the left you have, it's bluer. And when I zoom back out, you can see the seas. It's just like looking at maybe at a reef in the Caribbean from a satellite. You're looking at, I'm a common sense kind of astronomer. I'm not really an astronomer. I'm just an amateur. I'm just a nobody who's trying to learn and have fun with a telescope. I have crazy names for everything. And I have a philosophy of life that is rather unique to me, and sometimes it flavors out in my presentation, but that's okay too. Just, you know, I'm crazy, accept that. And I talk about aliens on the moon. Well, I believe there are aliens on the moon. You don't? Fine. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. In any case, I have a name for everything. And that line between those two seas on the left and on the right, the one with a brownish tinge on the left and the one that's a kind of a deep blue on the right, is what I call the line of demarcation. And because it really, that's a better picture right there where you can see the clarity of it. Before I put the Barlow in and before we start exploring this, let's go up to the top again and look. See how it's still blue? It's still blue. And what do you see on the very, very top? Okay, that is the ferret. At the 12 o'clock position, that round mar with two eyes. Matter of fact, let me just zoom in. That's my baseline. And see how when I move down and move, the blues come in brighter, and then the browns on the left come in. This telescope, this camera that I have, is so sensitive to color. The variations as it hits the moon and you see the tinges from the moon surface, it'll reflect because there's very weak color up there, but it brings them out. It amplifies them, so you're seeing some of the amplification. Let me zoom in on our ferret, what I call the ferret, and you know you're doing good when your mother says, well, I see the ferret. You know, if I said, well, that's the Barnaca Buddha's Mar or some kind of weird name, you never remember it, but that looks like a ferret. See the two beady eyes? And see the crater right kind of below looks like a mouth, and there's whiskers. You can't see the whiskers tonight. That's what I call the ferret. You can see the telescope blowing a little bit. I'm inside. I've got this thing all figured out. I've got a Celestron Nexstar 8 SE sitting on the porch with a whole bunch of gear, a special experimental camera that allows me to zoom in, 15 clicks of zoom. It's an optical zoom, guys. What's that mean? You know how on your digital cameras, whenever you zoom, that's just kind of while I'm talking, just kind of dork around here a little bit and move around. The optical zoom, basically, there's something called a software zoom and an optical zoom in a digital camera. It might say 5 times optical. That means it will go 5 times on a lens and be optically, and then it'll amplify it with pixelization and amplify this. That's a software zoom. Well, what you're looking at here is not, it doesn't have anything to do with the software zoom. This is all a hardware zoom. A zoom is designed by Zeiss Icon. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Like I said, if it wasn't blowing the wind, see how it buckles? It'd be a perfect moon. The other thing the camera has is autofocus. Don't use it very much, but sometimes I do. And so that means it's a mechanical autofocus, and it'll, matter of fact, let me just turn it on right now to show you. See how it bumped in and out and came out? There's Clavis there. to the right of that big crater. See those 4 little craters in the middle of that one crater? That's Clavis. I turned the auto zoom off. Now let me also show you I have a motorized zoom. See, I can now I'm actually controlling the zoom on my computer. I have a 35-foot USB cable that goes out to the camera, and I'm doing all my controls inside. In the winter, it makes a big difference. And there's Crystal Lake coming up right there with the wind blowing. And there's the Alpinese Mountains. See the Alpinese Mountains right there? And the crater, let me go to the left again. To the far left at the 9 o'clock position, it's called Plato. And to the immediate right of Plato is Archimedes, that big crater. And above Archimedes to the left is, well, let me just show you to the Apollo 15 landing site is in those mountains right there. But I'm not going to be concentrating on that. Let's just see how good it zooms on this stuff. Again, I don't have a Barlow in there. We're just working with a regular lens. But you can see the mountains pretty clear. Some of you purists out there just saw a flicker in Keller, and you're saying that was a UFO flopping around on a moon. No, that's an aberration in the camera. You'll see a pixel kind of light up on the screen just every once in a while. It's just something to do with the camera. Let me explain what I was doing earlier. I have a iPad app that allows me to look at the moon. For those of you who are on Facebook, now look at that line of demarcation, guys. You can clearly see the Keller difference. See, there's the ferret, it's kind of centered, and let me center the line of demarcation. Kind of, you can see the variation in the colors. Okay, I was looking. I posted on my Facebook page a thing I called the Snake Bridge, and I determined that the Snake Bridge would be visible to us tonight. So I've been studying my moon map, and let me give you an idea where we're going to go. See the ferret at the top at the 11 o'clock, okay? To the immediate right at the 3 o'clock, kind of 3:30, is a Mar. And let me turn the brightness down a little bit to bring out more details of that Mar. See the blues right there, see the beady eyes of the ferret, and then to the immediate right, see that Mar? Let me just kind of, let me center it. That's the easiest way to show you. See, it's still blue. You can see the sky. Turn the brightness up a little bit now. Okay. Now, if you go from that Mar right there, I'm looking at my moon map. I'm trying to locate this Snake Bridge. And that Snake Bridge is going to be in an area pretty much centered, but it's going to be a hell of a thing to find. Let me do this. Let me zoom in. And Let me put it on pause and see if I can pinpoint this snake bridge for you, because I like to see it from another perspective. And I see we're looking at a pretty clear picture. You know, what I like to do is locate where I think the snake bridge is. So what I did, if you go to Facebook, and I know some of you people don't believe in Facebook. Well, I do. I think it's a good tool for getting, I can post on my, I don't post my videos up there. I post links to my videos up there, but I post all the pictures. See, all these videos that I do live in space on the moon and Saturn or whatever, I take pictures, and this is all done in 1080p, so they're high resolution photographs, and I publish them on Facebook. Some of you guys are paranoid about Facebook. Well, do you have an email account? Do you have a telephone number? It's in today's age, it's just, you have more insecurity in what you send to your email. Everything that you send in and out of your email gets sucked in by NSA. They know more about you from your email than they're ever going to know from Facebook. So I don't know why you don't like Facebook. Anyhow, old Bill has it, and he's posting his, he's got to post them somewhere, so he's posting his pictures up there. Let me put it on pause, guys. It's going to get dark a little bit in about 10 minutes. It should be a clear image. Hopefully the winds will die down. There's two things I want to do in this session. I would like to locate, at least to locate the snake bridge and look at it with a Barlow. And the other thing on this this particular application that I have on my iPad, I was looking around trying to find a snake bridge, and there is a part of that image that's blocked out. Now, what do they do when they're blocking something out? They're hiding something from you. So I know that there's a part of there's something that's blocked out on this this moon map, and I'd like to explore that too. So this session might be a little longer. I'm not sure. We're going to go with the flow. It's been a while, so sit back and enjoy the show. I'll try to bring out the color when I can, and if I can't, we'll do the best we can. I'm going to try to find the snake bridge, so hang with me, and I'll come back after the pause. Okay, guys, I'm back. You can see the upper right 2 o'clock position. It's dark, so you know it's not dark. Actually, it's dusk. You know, it's getting changed blue. I found where it should be, and believe me, this is taking an extraordinary amount of hidden talent for me to find this thing. I think when I was in the Rangers back in '72, actually 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 75th Rangers, the 1st Ranger Battalion. I was a squad leader, but quite a number of times the battalion commander picked me to lead the navigation for the whole battalion. So I was point man a lot of times. But this is different navigation, guys. What I'm doing is I took some pictures that are on Facebook on my other screen, and I'm looking at them because I can see where the thing is. We just saw a UFO, a flying saucer on the moon, flying from about the almost midpoint down towards the 7 o'clock position. Flying saucers flipping around up there, guys. If you look at that MAR at the 10 o'clock position, what I want you to do is I want you to pull out the snapshots that I took of the moon for the snake bridge and compare them with this video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. On the far left side of that MAR, let me just center it. I'll center the MAR. The MAR is a C. Okay. The MAR is the C, and it is right centered. Okay. At the 7 o'clock of that MAR is a large crater. Okay. And you can actually see that large crater on that photograph. And to the 12 o'clock of that large crater is a smaller crater. You can see that crater on the photograph. And if you look to the from about the 2 o'clock on that large crater going down at an angle towards the 4 o'clock, it's a kind of a straight line. You can actually see that on the photograph. It's clear on the photograph because it's in the shadow. See, this is not in shadow, so it's not going to be as clear. If you follow horizontally to the right of that large crater, you'll see three smaller craters. They won't be as distinct. I'll center. Oops, got to go up or down, but got to push the right button when I get excited. Pretty much centered is the first small crater, then the second one, and then the third one. The third one is where the snake bridge is. So let's just zoom in and see what we can see. See if there's anything to see. And if there is, we're going to put a Barlow in there and look at it. I'm pushing the button. I want to go up, so I'm pushing the down arrow. Okay. Okay. Pretty much centered is where the snake bridge is. And I don't think we're going to see anything on this snake bridge because it's just not. Let me work the colors a little bit. I'll turn the contrast up. That helped a little bit. See, work the. I don't know if you guys get as excited as I'm sure a lot of people don't, but I get terribly excited about this. This is like Magellan, Vasco da Gama, Cortez. I mean, high adventure on the moon, exploring. Pretty much centered is where the snake bridge is, but see how it's waving in and out. So I doubt seriously, even if I put the Barlow in there, we'd see too much of anything. Okay, I'm going to put it on pause, and I'm going to go to the area where it's grayed out on this map since I've nailed this. See the wind blowing? Since I nailed the location down. And let's see if there's anything in particular exciting about that area. Well, guess what, guys? I'll be damned. I looked at this map on the moon that I have on my iPad app, and I'm gonna because it's not too clear, I'm gonna zoom back out so we can see something that looks attractive. And that area that's blocked out is the snake bridge. So there was something there, and I uncovered it on that snake bridge video. So you guys ought to revisit my snake bridge and look at it close, because there's something there. But right now we're not going to be able to see any detail. Okay. Let's go south because that's where the shadow line is, and that's where we'll pick up a little bit of detail and see if there's anything interesting. I hope you guys have been doing well. I've been itching to get out here and look at this moon. Isn't that beautiful? Now you just take a deep breath and you pause and you think about what you're looking at. You're looking at a picture of the moon, such as you've never seen before, up close and personal. And when I zoom in, you can even see more detail. Okay? And not only that, it's a live shot of the moon. I know it's on tape delay, but I mean, you're looking at just as I see it. And this is the thing that kind of bugs me about astronomy. Let's just kind of go down here. Let me turn autofocus off. And let me work the focus a little bit. Motorized control. Motorized control. That's pretty good. And you think about what I'm showing you. This is a live shot taken of the moon. Now look what's coming up on the left. This is so cool. See the mountains? Right around Crystal Lake. This is where the alien base is, guys. Okay, I'm going to pause it. We're definitely going to put in a Barlow right here and analyze this alien base on the moon at Crystal Lake. It looks like it's all in shadow, so we might be able to see something. Hang with me, guys. Okay, I'm back, and we're going to kind of work our way. That's Tycho, that big crater on the right that you always see when you look up. You know, you're looking up at the moon, and you see that big old crater. That's Tycho, and it usually wipes out everything, so it's very, very hard to see. We're going to go down and work our way to Crystal Lake and look for alien bases. I am so excited that I discovered that the mark on my iPad that was blocked off, I'm going to put that on my Facebook page so you guys can see what I'm talking about, is where the snake bridge was. The video I made of the snake bridge. See, whenever the moon is in shadow, and the shadow of the moon is it's never in the same spot for 18 years, so it's always I'm pushing the button the right way. It just takes, I want to go up, so I go down. Come on. Okay, guys, I paused it so I could refine it. Matter of fact, let me just change the, that's better. I had the rate on 3, and it was hard to keep, the moon's going up higher, quicker. Okay, now see that whole mar right there? That's Crystal Lake. And see the area to the left? See the big crater with a ramp on the left of that mar? And that area to the left, let's just start zooming in and see what we can see on this, guys. This is going to be exciting. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let me work focus. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Look at those little craters on the lake. Let me continue my zoom. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 levels of zoom. Let me try to turn autofocus on and see if we can do any better. That's not too bad. See how it's working the focus? No, it went off. It went off. Let me work it again. I'm going to center the focus and try to manually focus it now with my remote control. It's a motorized focus on the porch. It's controlled by a program on my PC, and see the wind blowing. Okay, that's not bad. See the focus? It's, the wind's blowing. And let me turn the rate down now to 3. This is as close as we've ever gotten. Okay, if I want to go down, I push the up arrow. I got to keep that in mind. And keep in mind the wind is blowing. I have no control over that. But that's a very excellent picture of that crater with the ramp. And the mountains to the left of that. Okay, now if you look what I thought was a complex, a base complex. Okay, I want to go up again. I've got to push the down there to go up. Okay. And in one of my other videos, I talked about this. I'll try to center it. It's very difficult. Center just about right now. I think that that is an atrium complex right there. I think that that is an alien base. I think there's Russians and Americans up there on the moon in that base. And I think that they use this area as a staging area for whatever they're doing. I think this is one of the few bases that are on the near side of the moon. I think most of their bases are on the far side of the moon. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right, and then I'm going to put in another Barlow, see if we can get any even closer. But let's just take a look at this massive crater and everything. Isn't that beautiful, guys? That is absolutely, I don't know, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. A lot of you guys are unbelievers, okay? Well, I don't care if you're an atheist. Just pause and take a look at what I'm showing you. This is absolutely beautiful stuff, guys. Beautiful stuff. Let me turn the color up, okay? Let's see if we can bring out some of the color. See if bringing out some of the blues in the sea. It's too bad the wind's blowing, otherwise it'd be perfect. See, that's why the astronomers build observatories. Mike at one time was thinking about building an observatory. And you never know, we might eventually. But, you know, with the economy sucky right now, you know what it is like. Okay, let's do this. Let's go up. Push the down arrow and go up. Go on up, go. And let me put it on. Look at the mountains around those craters, guys. These are fantastic live shots of the moon. You're looking at about 450, 500 power. Matter of fact, let's just give you an idea of what we're talking about here. That crater, that little crater, see there's two craters, one at the 9 o'clock and one at the kind of 2:30 from that. The one at the 9 o'clock is called Hanstein crater. The one at the 2:30 from that is Billy crater. That's Billy crater. They called me Billy when I was a kid. Some people still do. Well, see that little crater, and see the wind's blowing again. The crater at the 2 o'clock from the Billy crater has a diameter of 70 kilometers. And I'll figure out what it is and I'll tell you in a minute. But what I want to do is put it on pause and put in another Barlow because we're going to be burning over I like to keep these short. Another Barlow and the wind's blowing and old Bill's just wishing it was steady, but we're looking at things that are really, really pretty neat. So hang with me, guys. Okay, guys, I'm right now looking at Billy crater is kind of off center, and that little 70. I got this Barlow in, and let me see if I can focus it a little bit better. And you would see if the wind wasn't blowing, this would be beautiful. I still might be able to lift some pretty good shots. Yep. See the atmospherics. Enemy of the astronomer is the atmospherics and the wind. And let me move over here a little bit and see the coloration. When I put this second, I'm piggybacking a 2 times Barlow on top of a 2.5 times Powermate Barlow. Let's use this as a reference, okay? I'll zoom in now, and I'll put autofocus on, see if that'll work. No, not too good. I'm really interested in this atrium complex. Let's zoom back out and see if we can. Well, I'm going to put it on pause and see if I can find that atrium complex. Hang with me, guys. It's very difficult for me to get this. What I'm trying to look at is kind of centered, but I'm going to zoom in and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just there's not. When I zoom in, I'm just losing all kinds of clarity. See, I'll just zoom in. See how it gets fuzzy. I told you there's an effective power, and I'm pushing that limit, so I'm just not going to be able to. Let me pull this Barlow out. This Barlow will let you go in, but it's got to be an exceptional situation. We're pretty close, though. I mean, if you think about it, I don't think that we've ever seen that. And I know we have a color aberration. Let me turn the color down. Okay. See, I turned the color off even, but we still have an aberration with the lens. But that's really pretty close for me on Crystal Lake. But you see when I go in all the way, see how it's just kind of fuzzy. Just not. But we're getting in there pretty damn close, guys, that's for sure. And if the wind wasn't blowing, it would be really spectacular. Okay, I'm going to put the put that other lens in, and we're going to close it out. Hang with me, guys. Picking it up on the back end. High adventure on the moon. Okay, that's going to be about it. As you can see, the image is clear, but I can still zoom with quite a bit of clarity. That I'm using a 2.5 Powermate Barlow. A lot of times I'll go back and I'll watch these videos and I'll see something after the effect. So let me, before I close this out, let me just do kind of a slow pan around this lake to look for things on the tape. The nice thing about this, it is, look at that crater that's centered. See that thing sticking up in the air? It's kind of like a pile of rocks. I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like rocks. It looks like it's at an angle, though. Isn't that weird? And let's and then Crystal Lake, the crater with the well, before I close out, let me bring out one more interesting thing about this stuff. My theory is that these Mars And the crater on the left is the one with the ramp. See that thing kind of coming off at the 6 o'clock and going down? In some light, that looks like a ramp. That's why I call it the crater with a ramp. But if you take a look at this, now this is a good example. Look at the ramp crater on the left at the 9 o'clock. See how it kind of goes? It's like it's flooded in, and see the crater at the 5 o'clock, how it's kind of flooded in. My theory is that this is a material that you can see through. It's crystal, and if I turn up the color and the contrast in the right light, it actually looks like you're looking under the mar. Now look at that one at 5 o'clock. See that thing sticking up in the air? Isn't that fantastic? Matter of fact, that's where I'll center it on there, and we'll close it out there. I sure hope you guys are doing well. And with a little luck, maybe I'll get out tomorrow night and do the moon again. And let me work the focus just one more bit. See how it's out of focus? Kind of in. Let me turn autofocus on. See how it moved it into focus? It tries to. Okay, guys, that's it. You have yourself a great week, great weekend, great month, great year, great life. Wishing you and yours clear skies, guys.